Hello dear students, welcome to all. Students, today we are going to start lecture 2 of the first chapter integers. Students, in the last class we discussed about the integers, what are the integers and what is the importance of integers. Students, today in this class we continue this chapter with arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction and etc. on integers, and then we discuss about the operator precedence. Okay, so students, first of all, let's revise what we study in the last class. We study about the number line of integers, how to represent integers on a number line. So students, we study that on a number line, when we add a positive integer, we move to the right side, or we can say that when we move right side, we will get a larger number. Clear? When we add negative integer, we move to the left side. When we add negative integer, then we move to the left side, or we can say that when we move left side, we will get a lesser number. Clear? Subtract a positive integer, we move to the left. If we subtract a positive integer, then we move to the left. When we subtract a negative integer, we move to the right. When we subtract a negative integer, that means we have add here, we have to add the positive integer. So when we move to the right. Clear? So students, these are the few important points here, and we already discussed about these points in previous class. Now let's discuss the first one question here. State whether the following statements are correct or incorrect. Correct those which are wrong. The two positive integers are added, we get a positive integer. So students, what is the first part of here? When two positive integers are added, for example 3 plus 4, we get a positive integer. Yes, it is absolutely clear, correct. For example, if we add 3 and 34, then what will we get? We will get 67. So this is the correct statement. This is the correct statement. Clear? Now the next is what? When two negative integers are added, we get positive integer. So students, when we add minus 3 plus minus 6, then what will we get? We will get minus 9. Similarly, minus 11 plus minus 33 is equals to what? Minus 44. So when we add two negative integers, we will get negative integer. We will get negative integer. We will get a negative integers. Clear? So this is incorrect statement. This is incorrect statement. And here we have to replace positive with negative. Now, when a positive integer and negative integers are added, we always get negative integer. So students, 4 plus minus 3 is equals to what? It is 1. That is a positive integer. And when we add 34 plus minus 67, then what will we get, students? We will get minus 33. And sometime if we add 3 plus minus 3, then what will we get? 0. So students, when we add a positive integer and negative integer, sometime we will get positive, sometime we will get negative, and sometime we will get 0. So it is not necessary that we always get a negative integer. So this is incorrect statement. This is incorrect statement. Clear? Now after this, let's move to the next. And the next is what? Additive inverse of integer 8 is minus 8, and additive inverse of minus 8 is what? 8. So it is correct statement, students. It is correct statement, because we study that for a integer, for for a integer, a additive inverse is equals to minus a. Clear? So students, I hope you understand it about this. Now for subtraction, we add to additive inverse of the integer that is being subtracted to the other integer. So students, for subtraction, we add the additive inverse of the integer that is being subtracted to the other integer. This is also correct statement, and we already discussed about this statement when we study about the subtraction of integer in the previous class. Now here it is what, minus 10 plus 3, it is equals to 10 minus 3. Let's check. Minus 10 plus 3 is what, minus 7, and this is what, 7. Is these two are equal? Students, minus 7 and 7 is not equal. So students, this is incorrect here. This is incorrect statement. This is what, this is incorrect statement. Clear? We can write it as minus 10 plus 3 is equals to 3 minus 10. Now these two are equal. Clear? Now 8 minus 7 is what? 8 minus 7 is 1, and minus minus becomes plus, so it is plus 4, that is equals to 5. And here it is what? 8 plus 7 is 13. 13 minus 4 is what? It is 9. So here we will get 9 and here we will get 9. So these two are not equal. So this is also incorrect. Incorrect statement. Clear? So students, I hope you understand all parts of this question. Now after this, let's move to the next question, and the next question is what? We have done various pattern with numbers in our previous class. Can you find pattern for each of the following? If yes, complete them. Here in this sequence we have few patterns. So when we observe students, what will we get? 7 and 3. If we move to the left to the 7, we will get 3. When we jump 4 move toward the left, then that means 7 minus 4 is what? 3. 3 minus 4 is what? Minus 1. And minus 1 minus 4 is what? Minus 5. So here what will be happen here? Here students, minus 4 is subtracted from the previous number. So here what will we get? Minus 5 minus 4, that is equals to minus 9. Now minus 9 minus 4, that is equals to minus 13. Now minus 13 minus 4 is equals to what? Minus 17. Clear? Now here if we observe students, minus 2 minus 4 minus 6 minus 8. Here again when we move 2 from minus 2 left side, then what will we get? Minus 4. So minus 2 minus 2 is what? Minus 4. Minus 4 minus 2 is what? Minus 6. So here minus 2 is subtracted from the previous number to get the next number. So what will we get here? Minus 8 minus 2 is what? Minus 10. Minus 10 minus 2 is what? Minus 12. And minus 12 minus 2 is what? Minus 14. Clear? So students, now I hope you can solve the third and fourth part of this question yourself. Now you understand how to complete these patterns. Clear? So students, now after this, let's discuss the next topic of integer. That is what? That is the multiplication of integers. So students, the first rule is what? The first rule is to find the product of two integers with unlike signs. If signs are unlike, means one is positive and the other is negative, then find the product of their values regardless their signs and give a minus sign to the result. Clear? So for example, if we have to multiply 15 and minus 3, 15 and minus 3, so it is equals to what? Negative of 15 multiplied by 3, that is equals to minus 45. Clear? Now let's discuss about the second rule, that is what, to find the product of two integers with the same sign, then find the product of their values regardless their sign and put the sign positive for the product. Clear? If both the numbers are positive, then the product is positive. If both the numbers are negative, then product is also a positive. So for example, minus 3 multiplied by minus 13, that is equals to what? 39. We multiply 3 and 13, then what will we get? 39, and both signs are same, so we have to write the positive here. 14 multiplied by 3 is what? It is 42. Clear? So these are the example of this rule 2. Clear? If both numbers are of opposite signs, or we can say that unlike signs, then the product is negative. If both the numbers are of same signs or like signs, then the product is positive. Clear? So students, now after the product, let's discuss the properties of multiplication. Now let's discuss the properties of multiplication, and the first property is what? Closure property. The product of two integers is always an integer. That is, for any two integers a and b, a multiplied by b is what? It is an integer. So we can say that multiplication of integer is closure. So students, let's verify it with few examples. If we multiply 4 and 3, then what will we get? 12. Here this is integer. If we multiply minus 4 and 3, then it is what? Minus 12. This is also integer. If we multiply minus 4 and minus 3, then what will we get? 12. So this is also integer. So students, we can say that integer is closure under the addition is closure under the integer. Clear? Now the next is what? Commutative property. So students, for any two integers a and b, the product of a and b is equals to product of b and a. So we can say that product of integers is commutative. So for verification, we can say that 6 multiplied by 9 is what? It is 54. Or we can say that 9 multiplied by 6 is equals to 54. For example, minus 12 multiplied by 8 is what? Minus 96. And 8 multiplied by minus 12, it is again minus 96. So product of integers is commutative. Now the next is what? Associative property. Next is what? Associative property. So the multiplication of integers is associative. Multiplication of integers is associative. That means for any three integers a, b, c, we have a multiplied by b multiplied by c is equals to a multiplied by b multiplied by c. For example, here we have few examples. Minus 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by minus 7. So students, it is equals to what? It is equals to minus minus. Here we have, first of all, here we have minus 12 multiplied by minus 7. So that is equals to 84. So we can write it as minus 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 7 is what? 28. Minus 28. And when we solve this, what will we get? It is equals to minus minus plus, so it is equals to 84. Clear? Similarly, if we observe here it is equals to what? Minus 2 multiplied by minus 3 multiplied by minus 5 is what? 15. So it is equals to what? Minus 30. And we can write it as minus 2 multiplied by minus 3 multiplied by minus 5. So minus 2 multiplied by minus 3 is what? It is 6 multiplied by minus 5. So that is again minus 30. So product of integers is associative. Clear? Now after these properties, let's move to the next property, that is distributive property of multiplication over addition. So students, the multiplication of integers is distributive over their addition. That is, for any three integers ABC, we have a multiplied by b plus c is equals to what? A plus b and a plus c. And b plus c multiplied by a is equals to what? B multiplied by a, c multiplied by a. Clear? Now, so students, for verification, let's discuss one example here. Here we have minus 4 multiplied by this bracket minus 2 plus minus 3. So we can write it as minus 4 multiplied by minus 2 plus minus 4 multiplied by minus 3. So it is equals to what? It is equals to 8 plus 12, that is equals to 20. Clear? And if we solve this as, then this is equals to what? Minus 4 multiplied by minus 2 plus minus 5, that is equals to what? That is equals to minus 5. So students, when we solve this, minus 4 multiplied by minus 5 is what? It is equals to 20. So these both are equal. So this is what? This is the distributive property over the addition. Clear? Now students, let's discuss one important note here. A direct consequence of the distributive of multiplication over the subtraction. Same as the distributive property over the addition, we can write the distributive property over the subtraction also. A multiplied by b minus c is equals to what? A multiplied by b minus a multiplied by c. Clear? This is what? This is the distributive property of integer over the subtraction. Now let's discuss about the multiplicative identity. Okay, so students, for any integer a, we have a multiplied by 1 is equals to again a. When we multiply 1 by any integer, we will get the number integer itself, same integer itself. So a multiplied by 1 is what? 1 multiplied by a. The integer 1 is called the multiplicative identity. This is a very important point here. In the objective examination, it is directly asked that what is the multiplicative identity. So 1 is the multiplicative identity here. Now let's discuss about the existence of multiplicative inverse. We discussed that what is the additive inverse. Now let's discuss about the multiplicative inverse. When we discuss about the additive inverse, then we discuss that a number when we add it to the other number and it becomes 0, then which number we add, it is what? Additive inverse. Clear? Or we can say that if sum of two number is 0, then both numbers are additive inverse of each other. Now similarly, multiplicative inverse of non-zero integer a is what? 1 upon a. Or we can say that if product of two number is 1, then both numbers are additive multiplicative identity of multiplicative inverse of each other. So for an integer a, 1 upon a is what? 1 upon a is additive multiplicative inverse. As a multiplied by 1 upon a, or 1 upon a is multiplied by a is what? 1. That's why it is what? It is multiplicative inverse. Clear? For example, if we have to find the multiplicative inverse of 3, that is equals to 1 upon 3, and multiplicative inverse of 1 upon 3 is what? It is 3. Clear? So students, I hope you understand about these notes. So now after this, let's move to the next. Now the next property was property of 0. For any integer, we have a multiplied by 0 equal to 0, or 0 multiplied by a is what? Again it is 0. So when we multiply a 0 with any integer, the product should be what? It is 0. Clear? So students, now let's discuss one more important point here. We know that minus a is what? Minus a is additive inverse or opposite of a. That's why to find the opposite of additive inverse or negative of integer, we multiply the integer by minus 1. Clear? The negative of 3 is what? 3 multiplied by minus 1, that is minus 3. Now multiplication of integer is associative. Therefore for any integers a, b, c, we have a multiplied by b multiplied by c is equals to a multiplied by the group which we have b multiplied by c. Thus we will write a multiplied by b multiplied by c for the equal products of these two groups. Clear? When the number of integers, negative integers in a product is odd, the product is negative. This is very important point here, students. When the number of negative integers in a product is odd, then the product is negative. And when the number of negative integer of the product is even, when the negative integers in a product is even, then the product is what? The product is positive. Clear? Now, if this is also very important property, students, if a, b, c are the integers such that a greater than b, then a multiplied by c is greater than b multiplied by c. Here we multiply these two numbers by c, and c is what? C is the positive. Clear? And a multiplied by c is less than b multiplied by c if c is negative. For example, if we have 3 and 4, then students, we know that 3 and 2, then we know that 3 is greater than 2. And if we multiply these two numbers by the same constant 4, then what will we get? 3 multiplied by 4 is greater than 2 multiplied by 4, that is equals to 12 greater than 8. Is it true? Yes, it is true. 12 is greater than 8. When we multiply these two by the negative, then what will we get? 3 is greater than 2. And when we multiply this 3 by minus 4, 2 by minus 4, then students, this is what? This is minus 12 and this is minus 8. Now which sign should be placed here, students? Here this is negative 12 and this is minus 8. So we have to put the less than sign here. Minus 12 is less than minus 8. So students, when we multiply these negative sign, then sign is changed. And when we multiply positive sign, then inequality sign is same. Clear? So students, now let's discuss few examples. For example, find each of the following products. We have to find the product of these two. So minus 115 multiplied by 8. So students, here one number is negative and other is positive. So we can write it as 115 multiplied by 8. So this is equals to what? It is 0 carry 4, 8 plus 4 12, 2 carry 1, 8 plus 1 is 9. So that is equals to minus 920. Clear? Now let's move to the next, and the next is what? 9 multiplied by minus 3 multiplied by minus 6. So we can write it as 9 multiplied by minus 3 multiplied by minus 6. And minus 3 multiplied by minus 6 is what? It is positive 18. So now it is what? It is 162. This is 162. So in the properties of product, we study that if we have one odd number of negative integers, then the product is negative. If we have even number, here we have two negative integers. If we have even numbers of negative integers, then the product is positive. Clear? So students, now after this example, let's move to the next, and the next topic is what? Division of integers. Clear? So we know that the division is an inverse process of multiplication, such as subtraction is the inverse process of addition. So first rule is for dividing one integer by the other, the two having unlike signs. If both have unlike signs, then we divide their value regardless their sign and give minus sign to the quotient. Clear? So if here we have minus 48 divided by 12, then we have to divide 48 by 12, and the quotient is what? the quotient is 4. And here the signs are unlike. So what we have to write, it is equals to -4. Clear? Now let's move to the next, and the next rule is what? Next rule is for dividing one integer by the other having like signs. If both numbers, both integers have the same signs, then we divide their value regardless of their signs and give plus sign to the quotient. Clear? For example, if we have to divide 72 divided by 9, then it is equals to what? When we divide 72 by 9, it is what? This is 72 divided by 9. We can write it as this, or we can write it as 72 divided by 9. Then students, the quotient should be 8. The quotient should be 8. So this is the quotient here. Or students, if we have -72 divided by -9, then we have to just divide 9 by 72 regardless their sign and put quotient positive, because both the signs are same here. So this is what? 0, and the quotient is 8. So in both cases the quotient is what? In both cases the quotient is 8. Clear? Now, so now students, let's discuss few properties of division. Division of integer has the following properties. So these are the following properties of division. If a and b are the integers, then a divided by b is not necessarily an integer. A and b is not necessary. A divided by b is not necessary to the integer. So we can say that it is not a closure. We can say that closure division of integers are not closure. Now, if a is integer difference from 0, then a divided by a is what? 1. If a is integer different from 0, okay, other than 0, so a divided by a is what? It is 1. We cannot divide any integer by 0. For every integer a, we have a divided by 1 is what? A. If we divide a integer by same integer, then what will we get? Quotient should be 1. If we divide an integer by 1, then quotient should be what? Integer a. Now, if a is non-zero integer, then 0 divided by a. If we divide 0 by any integer, then the quotient should be what? 0. Now the next is what? If a is integer, then a divided by 0 is meaningless. Okay, we cannot divide 0 by any integer. And the next is what, students? If a and b are the integers, then a divided by b, and such that when we divide both integers by a constant number, if c is positive, then a divided by c is also greater than b divided by c, and if c is negative, then students, a divided by c is less than b divided by c. So for example, we can understand this property by, if here it is given that 12 is greater than 9, if we divide these two integers by 3, then what will we get? 4 is greater than 3. 4 is greater than 3. It is true. If we divide these two integers by -3, then what will we get? -4 and -3. Here -4 is less than -3. So when we divide by negative integers, inequality sign is reversed. Okay. So students, I hope you understand all these properties. In the competitive examination or examination which you have objective questions are directly asked from these properties. So now after this, let's move to the next, and the next is what? Next is a question here, and it is given that in a test, positive 5 marks are given for every correct answer and -2 marks are given for every incorrect answer. Radhika answered all the questions and scored 30 marks, so she got 10 correct answers. Okay. Jay also answered all the questions and scored -12 marks, so he get 4 correct answers. How many incorrect answers had they attempted? So students, let's solve this first part of this question. In the first part, Radhika answered Okay, first of all, let's take plus positive mark for the correct. For correct, student gets positive 5 marks, and for the incorrect, they get minus 2 marks. Clear? Now for the first question, Radhika answered all the questions and scored 30 marks. Radhika scores 30 marks. Clear? And she got 10 correct answer. Number of correct answer is what? 10. So students, marks for correct answer is equals to what? The marks for correct answer is, for the first one correct, she will get 5. So for the 10, she will get 10 multiplied by 5, that is 50 marks. Clear? Now let number of incorrect answer is x. Then marks for incorrect answers, that is equals to what? For one incorrect, she will get minus 2. So for x incorrect answer, she will get x multiplied by minus 2, that is equals to minus 2x. So now total marks is equals to what? Total marks is equals to what? Marks for the correct answer plus marks for incorrect answer. Clear? So we can write total marks is what? Total marks, Radhika got 30 marks. So 30 is equals to what? 50 minus 2x. So students, we can write it as, we can transfer this 2x here and we can transfer this 30 there. Then what will we get? 2x is equals to 50 minus 30. That means 2x is equals to 20. So x is equals to what? 20 divided by 2, that is 10. So students, Radhika attempt 10 incorrect questions. Okay, Radhika attempt 10 incorrect questions. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this question. So now you can solve the second part of this question yourself. Okay, this is your homework question. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this. So now let's move to the next. And the next is what? Alisha participated in a quiz. She won 84 answering the correct in first round, but had to pay 30 rupees penalty for the answering the wrong. In second round, she again won 100 rupees but lost rupees 225 for the some wrong answers. How much she scored at the end of quiz? So this is the similar question to the previous question. So you have to solve this question yourself. Clear? Now students, we have to solve this question. Here it is given that we have to find the value of this following. So we will solve here the second part of this question. First part you have to solve yourself. So it is what? It is 41 plus minus 25 plus minus 137 plus minus 107 plus 14 plus 51 plus minus 64 plus minus 37 plus 91. Clear? So students, we know that addition has associative property, so we can write it as 41 plus 14 plus 51 plus 91 plus minus 25 minus 137 minus 107 minus 64 minus 37. Clear? Now let's add these positive numbers. Here we have 41, 14, 51 and 91. Clear? Now when we add 41, 14, 51 and 91, what will we get? 4 plus 1, 5, 6, 7. 9 plus 5, 14, 15 and 4, 19. So it is what? It is 197. So 197 plus, this is what, students? This is 25. We have to add all and put negative sign before this number. So 125 plus 137, 107, 64 and 37. So it is 21 plus 4, 25 and 30, 0 carry 3. 3 2 5, 3 8, 8 plus 6 14, 14 plus 3 17, 7 carry 1, 1 2 3. So it is what? It is 370. So we can write it as minus 370. So students, it is what? It is 197 minus 370. So what will we get, students? When we solve this, we have to take the difference of numerical value of these two. Then what is the difference of numerical value of 370 and 197? So that is equals to 173. That is equals to what? That is equals to 173. And we have to put minus sign before this number because negative number is the larger number here. So that is equals to minus 173. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this question. Okay, and you have to solve the first part of this question yourself. Okay, so now after this, let's move to the next, and the next is what? We have to simplify this, and to simplify this we have to, first of all, we have to find the quotient of each part. Here we have to find the quotient of this, and this, and then we have to add and subtract this. So students, 4256 divided by 56. So it is equals to what? It is equals to, we can divide it 7 times. So it is 39. So 3 and 6. Clear? So now let's divide it by 6 times. So it is 6, 3, 3, 6. Clear? And here both the numbers are negative, so quotient is positive. So it is what? It is 76 plus, and 3780 divided by 54. So students, we can divide it 6 times. So it is what? It is 324. So this is 6 and 560. Now students, okay, so here it is larger remainder, so we have to divide it 7 times. We have to divide it 7 times. So what will we get, students? When we divide it 7 times, then we will get, it is 3780. It is completely divisible 70 times. Clear? So this is what? This is plus 70 plus, students, now let's divide 2132 divide by 41. Clear? So we can divide this by 5 times. 5 times it is 5 and 20. So let's divide it by 5 times. So 205, it is 8. 2. Now let's divide it by 2 times. Clear? So this is what? This is 52. Here again the signs are same, so we have to put positive sign. Now here the signs are different for the dividend and divisor, so quotient should be negative. Now let's divide 4 to 4 divided by 66. Okay, so students, here we can divide it 6 times. So 6 6 36, 6 carry 3 and it is 396. 12 minus 6 is 6 and 11 minus 9 is 2. So it is 264. Now let's divide it by 4. So it is what? 4 to 6. So the quotient is equals to what? The quotient is 64. Clear? So students, now let's solve this. Then what will we get? When we add these three, then what will we get, students? It is 6 plus 2 8 and 7 plus 7 14. 14 plus 5 is what? 19. So it is 198 minus 64. So that is equals to what? 4. 8 minus 4 is 4 and 19 minus 6 is what? 13. So that is equals to 134. This is the answer of this question, or this is the simplified value of this expression. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this question. So now after this question, let's discuss about the operator precedence. Students, we have a knowledge of operator precedence because we already discussed about it. So let's revise the operator precedence. Generally, the order in which we perform operations sequentially from left to right bracket of division, multiplication and addition and subtraction. This is expressed in short as BODMAS. Bracket of division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. Clear? Now, so students, let's discuss some questions on this. So this is the first question here. Here it is given that minus 20 plus minus 8 division by this and this. So according to this concept, we have to first divide. So here we can write it as minus 20 plus minus 8 divided by minus 2 multiply by 3. So minus 8 divided by minus 2 is what? Both are the like signs. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So minus 2 plus 4 multiply by 3. So we can write it as minus 2 plus 4 multiply by 3 is what? 12. And minus 20 plus 12 is what? Minus 8. So this is the simplified value of this expression. And if we does not follow the BODMAS rule, then we will get the incorrect answer. Clear? So students, now after this, let's discuss few points of bracket. So in order to simplify expression involving more than one brackets, we use the following steps. And the first step is what? See whether the given expression contains a vinculum or not. If a vinculum is present, then first of all we have to solve the operation under the vinculum. Okay, otherwise go to the next step. And the next step is what? See the innermost bracket and perform the operation within it. We have to solve the innermost bracket first. And the next is what? Remove the innermost bracket by using the following rules. And let's discuss the rules for removing the bracket. So students, first is what? If bracket is preceded by a plus sign, then remove it by writing its term as they are. Now, if bracket is preceded by the minus sign, then change the positive sign within into the negative sign and vice versa. Clear? And if there is no sign between a number and a grouping symbol, then it means a multiplication. If we does not have any sign plus or minus, then it means what? It is a multiplication. Fourth is what? If there is a number before some bracket, then we multiply the number inside the bracket with the number outside the bracket. Clear? Now students, this is what? These are the rules for the step 3. And now let's discuss the step 4. Step 4 is what? See the next innermost bracket and perform the operation within it. Okay. Then remove the second innermost bracket by using the rules given in step 3. Clear? Again we use the steps which we follow in step 3. Continue this process till all the brackets are removed. Clear? So students, let's discuss one examples of more than one bracket. Here we have 48 minus, and here this is the bracket minus and bracket minus 16 minus bracket 5 minus 4 minus 1, bracket close, then bracket close and bracket close. Here this is what, this is the vinculum bar. So according to rule, we have to solve first vinculum bar. This is 16 minus 5, and this is what, this is minus here. So vinculum bar is on 4 and minus 1, so we can write it as minus 3. So now we have to write the vinculum here. So students, when we solve this, what will we get? It is 48 minus 18 minus 16. Now we have to solve the innermost bracket. 5 minus 3 is what? 2, and here we have minus, so we have to write minus 2. Clear? Now we have to solve the next bracket, that is 16 minus 2. So it is what? It is 48 minus 18 minus 16 minus 2 is what? 16 minus 2 is 4, and outside the bracket we have minus, so we have to write minus 14. Clear? Now it is what? It is 48 minus 18 minus 14 is what? 4. So 48 minus 4 is what? It is 44. So this is the answer of this question. This is the simplified value of this expression. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this. So now after this, let's move to the next, and the next is what? Next is again the question of simplification, and this question was asked in IMO 2014. So here we have 15 divided by 3 plus 10, 60 minus 8 divided by 4 plus 3, 5 of 3 minus 7, and above vinculum and this. So first of all, let's solve the vinculum bar. 15 divided by 3 plus 10, and these are multiplied by 60 minus 8 divided by 4 plus 3, 5 of, and 3 minus 4 is what? Minus 4. This is minus 4. Clear? Now this is what? 15 divided by 3 plus 10, 60 minus 8 divided by 4 plus 3, 5 of minus 4. 5 of minus 4 means 5 multiplied by minus 4, that is equals to 20. Clear? Now students, we can write it as 15 divided by 3, so it is what? 5. 5 plus 10, and this is multiplied by 60 minus 8 divided by 4 is what? 2 plus 3 multiplied by minus 20, that is equals to minus 60. So it becomes minus here, minus 60. Clear? So students, this 60 and minus 60 becomes 0, and here we have minus 2 only. So what will we get? 5 plus 10, 5 plus 10, and that is equals to minus 2, and this is what? 5 plus 20, minus 20, that is equals to minus 15, that is equals to minus 15. So this is the simplified value of this expression. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this simplification, and here we use the BODMAS rule, and we follow all the rules for removing the brackets. Clear? Now students, after this, let's solve this question. This question was asked in IMO 2014. So here we have, in the given calculation, the answer of 11418 is incorrect due to a mistake in one of the digit. The incorrect digit is, in the options we have the digit and steps mentioned. So we have to check this and find the correct answer. So students, this is your homework question. You can solve this question yourself. Okay, so let's try it yourself. And this is your also your homework question, students. This is also asked in IMO 2013. So this is also your homework question here. And students, now this chapter integer is completed. For better understanding, you have to solve questions from our module. Now we have to finish today's class here. We will meet again in next class and we start a new chapter. So thank you and have a nice day.